Sierra 5. Last bearing 046. Contact breaking up.
Surprise! They didn't think I could reach you there. We are lying in wait, waiting for a Soviet UnRep, an underway resupply mission, which I think we've also detected on the strategical map. But first things first, let's deal with these attack boats.
Sonar lost contact.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Yeah,
Con sonar new contact bearing 341. Designated Sierra 1.
well, that answers that then. I was about to say, I've had a particularly harrowing couple of battles in this campaign. The enemy are absolutely
Con
not...
sonar Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Absolutely,
Depth 328 feet. Dive high.
absolutely not defeated. I've given them a pretty good pasting in that.
279 helm I.
In the last few campaign days, possibly the last week, we've pretty much, if we've seen something and it's looked Russian, we've sunk it. And then the last battle was against 3 diesel-electric attack boats, and they were a challenge. So I think they've upped their game. And also the Victor 3s, they're also quite a challenge too. They've got USET 80 torpedoes. They are very effective weapons. Okay, he's heading right at me. No surprise, I mean, they pretty much got wind that I was there. So,
On helm, steady course.
part of me is tempted to get a torpedo out immediately, but no, I don't think I will. Okay, so he's not able to detect me right now, which is good, but I don't think I want to be facing west. I think I actually want to head north.
Come right to 000. Helm I.
He's 11.5, 12,000 yards away. Great. An estimated 11.5, 12,000 yards away. So I'm going to go ahead and launch.
1. Aye, sir.
Life is too short.
Sonar, launch
Oh.
transient from.
There he is. That answers that then.
Make turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering I.
It's very disappointing when that happens.
Con, fire control. We've lost the...
Okay,
Make
that's
turns for 30. Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Make depth 700 feet. Dive high.
alright. We've told the Todari to retract, which is almost done.
Helm, steady course.
We're going to flank speed because that's the reason why we're going to flank speed. And he's right on top of me. It's going to detect me for absolute sure.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Well, there's nothing I can really do about it either. Okay, well, we'll get up to speed. That's going to help, but
Con sonar, torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 280.
it's detected me now. There may be a second one on the way. We haven't detected that yet, but I wouldn't put it past Ivan here. Still, we got up to 30 knots very quickly. That is most definitely encouraging. I'm going to go ahead and cancel the depth. Let's try and get my depth to about 600 feet.
Knuckle formed.
Right, let's go ahead and
700 feet.
do this now.
Make depth 600 feet. Dive high.
Yeah, it doesn't really like traveling at such high speed. 500 feet's fine. 600 feet's fine. I didn't want to be quite at 700, and slightly shallower depth helps you create knuckles. He's 6,000 yards away. Yeah, he was nowhere near as far away as we thought. Why am I not knuckling?
Con, knuckle formed.
Okay, that's what I want. Just in case this nasty little torpedo has the legs for it, I'm going to go ahead and aim towards the... No, I'm not. No. Okay. There's a Mark 48 somewhere out there. Yeah, I don't want to entangle with that guy. That's my torpedo, and if you've watched the channel for a period of time, you'll know that, yeah, I sometimes
Knuckle formed.
have to evade my own torpedo. That's just not fun. So hopefully my torpedo will track him, will detect him. But I'm heading in the wrong direction.
Knuckle formed.
I would like to not be heading towards him. I don't know there's much I can really do about it though at the moment.
Con, sonar, launch transient from.
Well, that sucks. Because there's now another one hurtling its way towards me, and we can actually even watch this. Hey, look at that. These things go ballistic.
Knuckle formed.
I see him? Yeah. Okay, he's lost the rocket motor. Can we see... Oh, yeah. Well, that's where I am. So he's not that far from me. Yay. I don't detect it, though.
Knuckle formed.
Which is very interesting. Why do I not detect it?
Knuckle formed.
Which is worrying. Did he launch it passive? Was it being sneaky?
Knuckle formed.
No. There are most definitely two torpedoes hunting me. I don't know where my Mark 48 is.
Knuckle formed.
Don't know where that is. I can't see myself, so... Can't see myself from the torpedo's perspective. So I may have dodged the second bullet here.
Knuckle formed.
Well, I feel vindicated in getting my... and basically firewalling my throttle, getting my speed up to 30 knots as quickly as I could. I would say ask me why I'm doing that, but I've tangled with Victor 3s before, and
Knuckle formed.
there's not always one, there's sometimes a couple of them, and they both launch at me. And that's... I mean, it's at least 4, 2 each of the air-launched torpedoes, and it can be more. And you don't... It's hard to evade 4 torpedoes because you're busy evading them, and
Knuckle formed.
their USET 80s sneak up on you, and before you know it, you're dodging 5 or 6. It's a right party in the ocean. You and a whole collection of Soviet torpedoes, and that doesn't always end well. Why didn't I get a Moss out? Well, I could have done,
Knuckle formed.
but invariably it's not that effective. This Victor 3 is sitting pretty, as my Mark 48 is nowhere near him. Well, I think
Knuckle formed.
I'm gonna head right at him if I'm able to, because he is skulking along at 5 knots, being all smug. I don't like smug Russian torpedo. Russian
Knuckle formed.
submarine captains. Although to be fair, hey, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna drop my speed to 20 knots.
Turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering eye.
He's 5,500 yards, so I'm gonna go right at this guy. I'm not gonna play chicken with him,
Right to 3.
because that
Maneuvering, making turns for 20 knots.
generally
Helm, steady course.
That generally doesn't end well, but what I am going to do is get a little closer to him, and then we're going to see if we can ram one down his throat, so to speak. Now, I can still launch at 20 knots, so that is good. Oh, there's the other torpedo. Okay. I could try and use that as a barrier between us, but I'm not going to. What's its detection range? 2,000 feet.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra
No,
1.
it's the Vodafats. Okay. Okay, it's 1,600 feet, so it's not going to detect me. He's launched at me already. I guess I should fire. Well, I'm going to have to go west, because east has got this...
Shoot 2-1.
Con sonar, launch
Oh.
transient from Sierra 1.
Or am I?
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go east. Alright, let's get this torpedo positioned more towards him. I've
Fire control, we've lost the wire.
cranked on the power. We're going to head away from him. Like so. We're going to present our... well, I'll just show you what we're going to show him.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1. Last bearing 331. Contact is in the baffles.
Yeah. And I'm not running away, and I'm not deferring success. I'm giving myself a bit of distance. Okay, I am running away. But he launched, I think, 3. Three's a lot of torpedoes to deal with. Now there'll be a
Con
spread.
sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1. Bearing 335.
I don't think he will have expected me to head east, and I didn't head east completely either. So those USIT 80s are likely to be unguided, because he's up to 28 knots. So he's taking his own maneuvers seriously enough. What I got to do is
Maneuvering, making turns for 30 knots.
keep it firewalled and try and evade his torpedoes as best I can.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 347.
That tells me that the Mark 48 has got his scent. Alright, I'm going to take a sip of tea because I'm British, don't you know? And I'm going to mute my mic for just a few seconds, unless something traumatic happens, in which case I might gurgle on tea. I'll be back.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 358.
Well, that's more good than not.
Come left to 242, helm aye.
This torpedo has a chance to detect me, because its range is about 1,600 yards. Call it 2,000 yards, and it's way inside that, but it hasn't. So where's the third? Now the third is either heading right at me, or it's the other side of the one performing the snake-like pattern. I'm going to bet it's the other side because I haven't detected it, but I'm betting.
Con, knuckle formed.
Maybe the term is I'm going to hope. Let's go ahead and turn it northwest. See if I can get a better read on it. And there's nothing there. Okay. So I might be heading right at it. I really want to slow down and take a lesson. Guess we'll drop to
Make turns for 20 knots, maneuvering aye.
drop to 20 knots because I'll keep a little bit of speed on. We can still fire at this speed. We usually can't guide torpedoes.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 20 knots.
Still nothing.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 035.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Gonna drop my speed to 5 knots. I'm gonna deploy my towed array, and it's a little risky doing this, just 5,000 yards away. But I really want to get a better ear for what's going on out there. Okay, so where's the other torpedo? Why did... there it is, there it is. Oh, yay, okay. Well, so now we've got to wait for that Mark 48 to either kill him or run out of fuel and explode. And we can keep 3,000 yards separation, maybe a little more, so that Mark 48 doesn't turn around and bite me.
Come left to 292, helm aye.
And of course, if he has got, yeah, and he'll know where I am, his active sonar tells him. If he's got the sense about him, he's gonna, if possible, move towards me.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 050.
While he's just jostling this, I could get another Mark 48 out and guide it in, but it'd be wire guided. That's tempting. Oh, this might get him. Nope. That looks like it was close. Yeah, it's above him. Okay. So giving this
helm, steady course.
giving this torpedo back up is another weapon, and I do have plenty. I've got 15 right now, and it's much harder to evade 2 torpedoes as it is to evade just 1. But it's a bit overkill, and I'm probably going to need a lot of torpedoes for the follow-up mission, which is attacking the resupply ships.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 043.
And there's a chance that this Mark 48 will just kill him, but I really do not want to deal with him firing upon me again. But it looks like he's doing a good job of evading the Mark 48. Can we watch this? Yes, we can. Okay. Now, I have been bitten watching this view before because you don't see where he's going. He's not heading towards me right now, so what I called there. I see him in the gloom. Okay. If I still had the wire, I could guide him in. He's about to drop a noisemaker, I reckon.
Con sonar,
There it goes.
noisemaker bearing 044.
Mark 48 avoids the noisemaker, and the Victor 3, in this case, is diving. Mark 48 will turn around, but it can't detect the Victor 3, although maybe this pass might be different. Oh yes, hello. Maybe. But noisemaking making a right racket next to it. I think we're guiding. Yep, I think we are.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 052.
Time that to perfection. Maybe the Russian captains practice evading Mark 48s. Well, he's still heading away from me at least. I kind of feel I want to get back up on the way. He's been dodging this for a while.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 052.
I do.
Shoot 25. Aye, sir.
He's not able to fire back right now because he's traveling too quick. So I'm going to go ahead and just get another torpedo. And if it's wire guided in, great. If it's not wire guided, he will still fire upon me. when he's able to, but right now he's not, and so he's just got double the trouble heading his way. Well, I would say more than double the trouble, because I'm able to guide this torpedo in. So let's see how well this works. But I feel like I've tangled with enough Victor 3s in this campaign. There can't be many left, and the ones that are left I've either not met or have been very effective in their own missions. And who knows, maybe this additional torpedo is going to change what he's doing. He might try a different strategy, and eventually he's going to run a noise.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 063.
Eventually he's going to run out of noisemakers too. Eventually. He's still doing 30 knots. He's coming right at me though. Maybe he can't detect the torpedo heading his way, but surely he will. I mean, right? Surely. Maybe. What's the depth of water here? Okay. 1,700 feet. So
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 066.
Mach 48 is able to reach that depth, so if he's on the seabed, I can drive the torpedo into him if I need to. Okay, well, let this thing ride out. I'm going to accelerate time for just a brief spurt. I don't think there's any chance of him counter-firing on me right now, because he's not going to slow down. He'll eat a torpedo.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 072.
Right, I guess we'll go ahead and let this I want to let the torpedo just... could save a little bit of energy. Just a little bit of fuel just for a few seconds longer. Okay, I'm going to let it go active.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, it's acquired.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 076.
So now you got to deal with 2. Let's ping you actively, like with this torpedo. See if we can burn through his noisemaker, which we're doing. Okay, you're now in trouble, Sunshine. And I'm still out of range, so my torpedo is not going to tackle him. Alright, I think we may have just bagged ourselves a Victor 3. Let's turn off that active sonar. Don't need that right now. See if we can hit him nearly head on, except he's going to the side. And good night, Sunshine.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 075. Contact
Right.
breaking up.
Well, that's good. And now, is the other torpedo going to circle around and get him? Maybe. One less thing for it to deal with. One less thing for me to deal with. Like it if this torpedo hits him. Not particularly for the crew, but I don't think it matters much for them now. But it takes it out of the way, because it's now pointing pretty much in my direction, right? Give him a second one. Kaboom. Well, stick with the video today, folks. There's going to be a follow-up mission to this immediately afterwards. But, yeah, that was definitely a little tougher. Yeah, I think the Soviets are maybe cornered, and they're fighting very well. But Scamp lives on, so let's see what's next. Okay, this is our primary mission, so this is going to be a potential challenge, and the reason being because we don't know how many escorts we're going to be tackling. Sometimes you get a whole bunch, and sometimes you just get a couple.
On sonar, new contact.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Let's take a look. What have we got? They're going to be
On sonar, new contact bearing 063. Designated Sierra 2. Con sonar, new contact bearing 068. Designated Sierra 3.
Well, that
Con
answers.
sonar new contact bearing 0, 5, 2. Designated Sierra 4. Con sonar new contact bearing 0, 6, 2. Designated Sierra 5. Con sonar new contact bearing 0, 6, 1. Designated Sierra 6. Con sonar new contact bearing 0, 7, 2. Designated Sierra 7.
Answers that then. There are many.
Con sonar new contact bearing 0, 5, 8. Designated Sierra 8. Con sonar Sierra 5 is classified as merchant.
Wow. That's a lot of targets. Okay, I actually need to get my depth down. Now I have to think about it, because,
Con sonar new contact bearing 0.
Make depth 600 feet. Dive I.
yeah, okay. Right, where was I? I was identifying these targets.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, 0. Last bearing 0, 5, 8. Contact faded.
I would really like to identify these quickly, because it
Con
makes,
sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, 0. Bearing 0, 5, 8.
makes my life a lot easier. I think that's a trawler. Okay.
Con sonar Sierra 7 is classified as merchant.
Having trawlers in the mix can
Con
make...
sonar Sierra 9 is classified as merchant.
makes it a little tougher, because I don't particularly want to tackle or have
Con
civilian...
sonar Sierra 6 is classified as merchant.
Okay. I don't want to have civilian ships on my conscience. If they've got a Russian flag on, fair enough, but even then... Okay.
Con sonar Sierra 1, 0 is classified as escort.
That's a lot of escorts. Let's see. I'm going to sweep through the targets and see who has got an active sonar and who may be able to detect me. And so far, it seems nothing, which is nice. Okay.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 0, 4, 8. Contact faded.
There are 3 trawlers right amongst them. Now, the Russians are known to use spy trawlers. Wow. Yeah, that's not a spy trawler. Nor is that. That's a Norwegian. He's very close to these warships. Yeah, I would probably not be that close myself. These are the warships. The Grisha 3. Let me see. Not bad, I suppose, in terms of capability. Yeah, the Rigas are not that big a deal. The Kotlin, again, not really a great shake, and of course then the transport. So we've got a couple here. We've got a Kazbek, it looks like, and an Endizan. They're being led by this Grisha 3. So who's the biggest threat right now? The Rigas are...
Dive at 600 feet. Dive I.
The Rigas are not that big a threat. I think that...
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, 0. Last bearing 0, 5, 4. Contact faded.
Grisha 3 is by far and away the biggest threat. So I think I'm going to fire a torpedo.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 0, 4, 6.
And they have air support. Okay, air support is unwelcome, but not the end of the world. Right, I want to get a torpedo out, and I want to get it in front of the convoy here.
Shoot 2. 1. Aye, sir.
I don't think that they've detected me, but they will before too long. And I really want to get a torpedo west of their position and tackle one of the escorts. Now, if I miss an escort and I have an opportunity to tackle one of the resupply ships, then absolutely. And I'm not against a surgical strike and just tackling the two resupplies, although that would be a challenge with so much civilian traffic in there, along with, is it 4 escorts or 5? 5 escort boats.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, 0, bearing 0, 5, 3.
This Grisha 3 has slowed down, so I think he's got a bit of a whiff. I'm gonna head. Don't want to head away. Well, no, because I don't have harpoons. It's a weapon system that the Scamp doesn't have, and they're very good for taking out cargo ships at range. So I gotta stay reasonably close-ish, and I'm 15,000 yards away from the the Riga 2 might be the closest. It's not. So I'm 15,000 yards away. Yes, my Mark 48s have got a good range, but not that good, and I really need to pick these guys off with the wire or get them isolated to avoid sinking a friendly or a neutral trawler. None of those appear to be spy trawlers. Right, let's accelerate time for just a little bit, like so. I would like if they think that we're west of their position. So this Grisha 3 is now doing 9 knots. Was doing 9 knots, it's accelerated. That might mean that my position's been given away. Maybe. Alright, that's a most definite yes. So they have detected my torpedo coming in from the west. And another one. Now, I hope that that torpedo is indeed heading west and not heading towards me. I don't think they've got a chance of detecting me right now. Oh, so the Antizan is heading a bit more towards me. That's very welcome. That doesn't mean he's going to keep in that course. But okay, the Kotlin has probably decided he's got something else to go and attend to, as is Sierra 3, the Riga there. Sierra 2 is potentially on an intercept course, although he might just be dodging. Right, I'm going to bring Torpedo 1 up to attack. Either Sierra 1 or Sierra 4. Ashen's not really a big threat. He's fast. But then the Grisha's barely slower. Grisha's tiny. It's a shame to sort of waste a torpedo on such a small boat, but all it takes is one of his Test 71Ms, and I'm having a very bad day. And he's definitely getting close enough that he's going to be. I'm going to be appearing. Well, these other boats, these other ships have got nothing. Wow. Okay, well, this Grisha is heading right towards Mark 48 Surprise. Let's line it up. There we go. It's going to be running on the surface already, absolutely. So that works for me. Now, once I tackle that, I want to get a second torpedo out immediately and possibly do the same thing. Turn the torpedo north and then turn it west and attack the Antizan. Like Kazmek, I'm not sure. That's probably my primary target. That's the AOR. AO. I forget what AO stands for, but it's let me see. Yeah.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
It's a resupply boat. The Antizan, I think that's a resupply as well. It's an AP. That frame that you see over the fuselage is whatever they use to. I think it's the fuel hoses. And I guess they just hoist goods over the side. So yeah, a couple of juicy targets there, and we really want to take care of them. Oh yeah, and I forgot there's an air asset in the area as well. What's he dropped? Oh, okay. That's bad news. That means he's got a bit of a whiff of me. So I'm going to go ahead and get a Moss heading north. Actually, no. Let's head it past
Shoot
these
tube
two
6.
sonar boys.
Aye, sir.
Alright, I think I can pretty much cut the wire on torpedo 1. I will just leave it for a few seconds longer. I could just
Sonar, noisemaker bearing 036.
could skirt attacking the Grisha 3 and keep on going and go for the Andizam. That's tempting. It's very tempting, actually. On the other hand, though, I'd like to take care of the most difficult escort, but looks like the Mark 48's read my mind. Okay, I'm going to point it towards the Andizam. We'll at least tackle one of the primary targets. It wants to turn around and attack. You got a lucky escape, Grisha 3. So I'm holding 5 on the number keypad. That's pointing it towards the surface because it wants to turn around and engage something else. I want it to keep going. Either hold
torpedo room, tube 6 ready.
Either hold 5 or okay, there we go. It's decided it doesn't want to do that anymore, right? Okay, let's see. So the Moss is reloaded. Let's get myself
Break
back
shift
in
for ultra quiet.
ultra quiet. I'm going to drop my depth to 700 feet. Why was I pointing towards the surface? That's very interesting. Get my depth to 700 feet using the ballast tanks. And there's just a little bit of extra depth between myself and the sonar boys on the surface. Now there is a strong layer and a moderate duct. That's very good news. Makes it that much harder for anyone to hear me. We've already seen that. Let's run accelerate time for just a few seconds. Okay.
Passing 700 feet.
Of course, not forgetting I was actually diving at that moment in time. I'm a numpty and I forgot.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, so torpedo 1 has detected the Andizan, and that's good news. This may be a surgical strike after all. I don't know where the Kazbek is, but I'm assuming it's
Passing 700 feet.
pretty close to where the Kotlin is.
Passing 700 feet.
Right, I can cut the wire on torpedo 1. So let's reload. And let's get another torpedo on the way to tackle the Kazbek, but I want to send it towards... What do I think it is?
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Right. I'm going to head it out following this moss, as it will be a little bit more authentic. Grisha 3 is going to get interested in the moss as well. Okay. Right, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording. This will otherwise be a very long video. And I'll be back when there's a little bit more interesting stuff going on. Okay, so the Andizan got sunk, no surprise there. I have 2 Soviet warships to my northwest, sniffing around. They figured out that the Moss wasn't me. I have another torpedo hunting down the Kazbek. Now that torpedo's got 15 minutes left to run. And it looks like the Sierra 8, the trawler, is going to get out of the way. So I should be able to tackle and kill this Kazbek, but I'm getting a little, I guess you might call it range anxiety. Now let's just check what these 2 warships are doing here. Okay, they don't actually know where I am. Let's just check their readings. Kashin, nowhere near. Grisha, nowhere near. So I may end up tackling these guys with a torpedo. I can fire it without a wire. If they're close enough, it'll tackle one of them. But it will confirm my location. I'd only do that if I think they pretty much know where I am. I'll go ahead and ignore those. I'll say ignore. Let's switch back to the cache-in. At least got the sensor display whilst I monitor torpedo 2 heading in. Alright, 12 minutes left to run, 12 minutes of the fuel. 11 minutes, so it's got a range of 44,000 yards when it's cruising. Which is very nice. Okay, we're going to be able to get it, which is
sonar
nice.
lost contact. Sierra 7, last bearing 038. Contact faded.
I'm going to go ahead and
Fire
pop it to the
weapon
surface. Yeah, I'm going to be able to kill it. So we've got 4 minutes left, fuel left, because it's now running at 55 knots and not, I think, 45 knots. Is it 45 knots? Let's take a look. So go up to your boat. 40 knots, my bad. Okay. 43,700 yards. Okay. Alright, that's good to know. So this Kazbek should be an ex-Kazbek, and then I got to decide if I want to tackle the 2 warships behind me or
Come right to 146. Helm I.
sneak away, and I think I want to sneak away. There's no point in wasting torpedoes. These guys might even run out of fuel. I doubt it. And if they do, fantastic. Yes, I know I could potentially tackle them too and deal with them. But they're not that big a threat. They're blundering around, not having a clue where I am. I don't know where their air asset's gone, but I haven't heard it for a while. Let's see, 3 minutes left of fuel. Kazbek's moving at 14 knots. Probably has no idea of what's about to happen. Oh, he might do. No, maybe not. Can we see the torpedo? Yes, we can.
Con, helm, steady course.
That's me moving away from the warships behind me. Oh, let's go ahead and switch to the pretty view as it meets Miss Mark 48.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 5, last bearing 046. Contact breaking up.
Surprise! Bet you didn't think I could reach you there. Okay, so I now have a number of upset Russians, presumably still not knowing where I am, and I'm going to go ahead and disengage. So yeah, that
Come right to 180. Helm I.
I wouldn't call it a perfect interception, but it went pretty well. Let's see, no idea where I am. No idea where I am. Let's look for the air asset at least. Beautiful shot. There's no clue as to where he is. There's a warship on the horizon, but other than that, I don't know where he is. And he's, I guess, well, there's a warship on my horizon too, and that's it.
Con, helm, steady course.
Oh yeah? Seem to have escaped without any consequence, which is good. I'm tempted to run it up to 15 knots to get away that little bit quicker, but I think I'm going to keep it as it is. And that will pretty much conclude today's video. I will pause the recording. If anything dramatic happens, it will not...
Torpedo room, tube 2 ready. Rig shift for ultra quiet.
That will not conclude today's video, but pretty much that's it. The enemy have fled. They thought better of tangling with me. They've clearly heard about me. I guess they've thrown in the towel. Thanks ever so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.